Blind children in India are considered a pariah. They're almost an outcast. Their families are embarrassed. They feel, in fact, a judgment from the rest of the community, like they've been cursed by God or whatever higher power they believe in. And so a blind child can be abandoned, neglected, poorly treated, and having a school that embraces the challenges that they have and provides them with opportunities to be educated, to find a path in life where they can have options, because without a school like this, they have no options. They are among the most vulnerable in society.
During the time of 1993, people of Seventh-day Adventist mission, they have come here and looked at the need of blind school to this special area, because when we look at the local area where close blood relation marriages are happening even today, because of that thing, more blindness is spreading over to this area. So those times people thought that there should be a good blind school given to these people, so that many children who can benefit and who can change their life and live here. With a few children, I mean 4 or 5 children, during that time they have started in a small house in town, and then later on Asian Aid and Child Impact, they all thought that there should be a nice campus for blind children, and many children are blessed with this wonderful campus.
These visually impaired children, they don't have any other means, and some of them, they get discouraged. And to avoid all of this discouragement and to avoid all of their inferiority complex and all of this, making them to understand that they are also equivalent to the sighted children, with that thought, they had established this school for the visually impaired.
When we think about education to blind children, it is very much needed present day, because the government also provides greater opportunities for them, even though they learn little bit. If they could learn little bit from the school, or they could achieve or complete their education, formal education also, government is ready to provide them good opportunities so that they can get nice jobs and they can have a beautiful life.
There were several things that impressed me about the blind school. First of all, the headmaster is absolutely brilliant. He is providing such great leadership to his team. They're exploring new horizons for these kids. And something that they've been doing for a while is they've been cooking these kids great food. And we saw the cooking area there, and they're adding spices and curries and just really taking care of these children's nutritional needs. But we're also able to go to a tactile lab where children are able to feel things, and there's science kind of activities there. And then we moved into a computer lab, and you can see as they put on their headphones and were asked questions, they've learned how to type responses onto the computer screen. And I was just energized sitting down by these students and seeing their responses, correct responses to the questions that they're being asked. And this skill, for example, enables them to take on jobs like becoming a receptionist, answering the phone, possibilities that would not be there except for the education that they're receiving here at this blind school.
I always encourage the children, making them to have very high upgradation of their life. And such way, they should be equivalent or better than the sighted children. For example, if a totally blind a child is present, and I always encourage the child, you study in a higher grade studies. And some of the children, they had taken this encouragement and they were employed, and that is how they are developing.
Well, everywhere in India you go, there's a warm welcome. But this welcome at the blind school was the most spectacular. It was the most special. I chose a line. There was a girls' line and a boys' line, and I went to the boys' line, and Jason was over in the girls' line because we wanted to individually say hello to these children, to ask them their name. And what I didn't realize in doing that is these children were so excited to put flower petals on our head. But how did they know where to aim these flowers? By shaking their hand, they would reach up and find where the top of our head was at, and we would just get a whole pile of flowers put on top of our head. And they were so excited that they were able to put the flowers where they were supposed to be. You could see the joy in their faces, and it was just so exciting to have this welcome by these beautiful children.
When we go to homes to find children, they are very much suppressed at home, that nobody is there to take care of them, and they're not happy to play and enjoy with their siblings also, because siblings of them are not happy with them to play. So when I saw that when they came here, when we bring them here, they really enjoy the atmosphere, and especially playing with the same kind of trouble the other kids are facing. They feel that we are equal here, so there is no difference. So that brings greater joy to them. So they open their wings, they enjoy here, so they spend time. So they are very happy. Seeing all these things, it brings lots of joy to us.
The Blind School really has an emphasis on helping these students become independent later in life. So the education that they're receiving, the skills that they're getting while they're living on campus are all formulated to help these kids one day go to college, to be able to have their own job, to have a career in the path that they want to choose, to get married, to have a family. And I love that spirit of independence that they're instilling in these students.
At Child Impact, our goal is to give children an opportunity. What does that opportunity look like? It looks like jobs. It looks like abilities to support oneself. And these children now will have options available, not just one, but several options available to them. And we want to partner with government organizations who also are committed to see these children succeed through a career and through opportunities. But most important is we want these children to find Jesus. And they're doing that through their teachers, through their classes, through their chapels, through church. All of these opportunities are giving them a hope that extends beyond this life to the future.
I noticed children have problem with visual sense, but other senses are very powerful. They can smell, feel and touch, and they can remember you for so long. And they are multi-talented. They can dance, sing and act. I noticed these are very kind to others, and they help each other, and serving these innocent blind children always a pleasure to me.
These children, they have very good generosity and good love to their one another. And suppose if a totally blind child is there and partially blind child, the partially blind child immediately cares for this totally blind child, feeding the child, helping the child to dress up. That's how these children have a very good love to one another. and observing them. Even we, the sighted, also has to come forward to serve them excellently. And that is what had inspired me a lot.
I completed my Bachelor of Theology through the help of the sponsor. And after completing my studies, and I came here as a teacher, and I am helping many children to read Bibles or books, textbooks, by teaching them Braille. This is a inspiration to the children who are studying here. They want to come up in their life. I can give a message. I am the one who studied here and completed all my studies. The place where I studied, I worked as a teacher. Helping to the children is also fortunate. I feel that it is a privilege.
Have you ever thought about which of the 5 senses you would choose to lose if you had to? Personally, I would pick the sense of smell. Due to seasonal allergies, I'm often missing this important sense, and sometimes that's a good thing, actually. I don't know if anyone would choose to lose hearing or sight. These senses are so critical to everyday living. Life without these senses is fraught with danger. Children especially become vulnerable and in many countries are ostracized and rejected. At Child Impact, we operate a number of what we call special needs projects. This includes the deaf school, a blind school, and a number of orphanages. We have seen the impact that sponsorship can provide for these precious children. They find a place of safety where they can flourish despite the challenges that they face. As you might imagine, special needs demand extra support staff and resources in order to provide the required educational and housing environment. We want these students to thrive and have the best opportunities available. The monthly sponsorship amount for these children covers close to half of the actual expense. This is why the Blind, Deaf, and Orphan Fund is so critical. This fund fills the gap between sponsorship and the actual cost. I'd like to invite you to support these special needs children by donating to the Blind, Deaf, and Orphan Fund. You can do that on our website at childimpact.org, or you can call 423-910-0667. Thank you for your generosity on behalf of these amazing children.